how likely is it that Burke will leave this month?
Well, it depends on... The problem we've got at the minute is we can't leave ourselves short with COVID and injuries. We've got even more out again this week, so we can't leave ourselves short. And we'd be foolish to. So that's going to be the overriding factor, I think, with all his players, ins and outs.
Have Blackburn made some kind of official approach to take him?
No, not that I'm aware, no.
Right. There's been a lot of talk suggesting that there is some kind of interest in him. Has he said anything about his future and where he sees the land lying?
Yeah, we've had conversations about it, and yes, there has been interest in him, definitely. But as I said, we have to look after ourselves and make sure that we don't leave ourselves short, and that's the way it goes. So, yeah, we're just assessing it day by day, week by week, and there'll probably be a lot of clubs in a similar position if they are getting low on numbers. With games coming up again, hopefully for us, we'll start getting the games and they'll be coming thick and fast. We need to make sure that we have the players back, and it could be towards the end of the window before things like that happen.
We'll come on to the other side of it in a second, but I mean, should the plates turn, is there interest in the players you would move on in this window?
Yeah, we've got interesting players. We've got some good players, so we know that. We expect that. But my conversations with the player or with the representatives have been just what I'm saying to you. So obviously the things that we discuss remain private between ourselves. But I've been really clear with them that they're our player and I want to use them, and we may need to use them. So while ever they're here, the job's to do the best for Sheffield United, and then we take it from there and see what happens. But as I said, yeah, there's been plenty of conversations between me and a few players because it's that time of year, and it always happens.
Can you shed any light on reports linking Sheffield United with Suta at Hearts? Is he a player that you are interested in and would like to bring to Sheffield United?
Yeah, he's one of a few that we've seen ourselves linked with. I don't know if it's because of John's situation, his contract situation, or the fact, obviously I know him from my time up in Scotland as well. So, yeah, he's a good player and he's going to be sought after, I would have thought. So, I'm sure we'll be linked with lots of players who's in that position John finds himself in, or in a position that other players find themselves in if they're available this window. Some of them you'll get right, as you always do, and some of them will be way off the mark.
Well, is the Suta one right then? Because there are links with, yes, no doubt, you'll get linked with hundreds of players between now and the end of the month, but is he a definite, you wouldn't mind if you could make it happen?
Listen, he's one of a few that we've been looking at in that position. We've highlighted the positions we think we need players, and he's one of a few in that position. And we'd be foolish not to have a look at him, like I said, because of the type of player he is, the position he finds himself in terms of coming to the end of his contract, the fact he can be a free transfer in the summer. So yeah, we'd be foolish not to have a look. But I'm not going to say if it's something we're going to do or if there's been conversations about bringing him here, but he's certainly someone we've looked at.
This is slightly going over old ground, and I appreciate that. But in light of speculation and what have you, did you go in for Hill, the lad at Fleetwood, who's ultimately ended up at Bournemouth? Was he somebody that you looked at? Again,
he was someone who we looked at yet. He was someone who I'd not seen too much of before Mitch and Jared flagged him up. Yes, so he was another one who was on that type of list.
What's going on regarding some of your own players that have been out, some of the younger players in the market? What's the immediate plan for Brunt and Slater, to name but two?
Yeah, so Regan's in the building, training with us. Trained today, obviously had that ankle injury. And there's been interest in Regan, because again, the position he finds himself in, but he's one of the boys who, at the minute, is in our squad for Sunday. He's a great kid. Obviously, I got to know him a lot this year after he came back from loan. And that's it. He's training with me. He's one of my players. Zach is going out on loan again, so he's going to Notts County now. Had a successful loan at Southend. Notts County want to take him. They're up challenging at the top end of the National League. And Zach wanted to go. He liked what he heard. He liked what he saw. who likes how they play the game. So it'd be a good challenge for him now to get into a team that's performing really well at the minute. It's a different type of challenge.
It's the reality, because look, we're going to have, well, hopefully loads of press conferences between now and the end of the month if all the games go ahead, that actually the main moving for transfers in and out at Bramall Lane ain't going to happen much before the last couple of days, primarily because of COVID.
Yeah, I think, as I said, I think a lot of clubs will find that. And it's down to your own personal circumstances. So we've got more players out again than the last time we spoke. So there's not a chance that anyone's going out now. It's not to say that we're not in conversation with that. Not to say we're not in conversation about bringing players in, because again, that changes the landscape. But again, the clubs that you speak to, they may find themselves in the same position as us. So it has made it different. January is not a good one anyway, generally, to work in. That's where there tends to be a lot of loans in January. But as I said, there'll be more clubs than us finding themselves stretched for numbers and not wanting to take risks in letting players out. So just have to wait and see. Like I say, it's ongoing all the time, ins and outs. I'll be straight on the phone again when I've spoke to you guys about it. So yeah, it'd be non-stop, I would have thought, until the end of January.
And in that respect, then, and sort of final one on all this, because there's plenty of other things to talk about. Would you say that any tangible progress has been made regarding your own wants and incomings for players then this month?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, we started obviously early on. I tried to get up to speed, looking at the squad, speaking to Mitch and Jared and Steve and the owners, and highlighting where we needed players, what position we were targeting, and then looking at players. So yeah, a lot of work was done, a lot of conversations being had, but this is the hard work now. It's getting them done for different circumstances, whether that's us and the player, us and the club. This is the difficult bit. The easy bit is getting the targets, and then getting the deal over the line is the tricky bit.
So in terms of availability for the weekend, then, how many players are absent then that you won't be able to use for whatever reason?
There's another 3 from, they say 8 last. I think there's 11 missing. So good opportunity for the boys who are available. It's not been ideal. I'm not going to moan about it, because we're desperate for games. We want the games. We want to start playing again. But it's been a tough period because of the time we've had off, and we haven't been able to prepare properly because games are getting called off the last minute. And then we get a few bits of COVID here and there, pick up some little niggles because of, again, how we've been training, the weather, things like that. So we're not going to take risks with people with the amount of games that we're going to have coming. So as it stands right now, I've just been and had a look, and we've got 11 missing.
Normally, if Christmas had panned out as it normally pans out, we'd be asking you questions about whether you were going to play some of the fringe players or maybe a few more of the kids. Now, I would imagine for you, there's this dilemma as to just get some game time into players that might have played 4 matches over Christmas.
Game time's key now. In terms of planning for the game, we'll plan, but that changed. Tuesday it changed, Wednesday it changed, it probably changed between today and tomorrow. We've got to be that adaptable, that flexible, that it might change. So we'll be ready. We'll make sure we've got players available and make sure we can get the game on. We're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to getting the games. And yeah, it's totally different. The way the players were training, and if we would have had those 4 games on and then those 3 games in 6 days, we would have changed the team. We would have been able to get minutes into a lot of players who, 1, needed minutes and 2, deserved minutes. And we would have been in a much stronger position now, but we're going to have to do that in the thick of it. So that'll start on Sunday, getting game time into players, and then as it stands at the minute, in terms of rearranged fixtures, we've got Derby, then Preston putting off the Derby game. So we will have that 3-game week again then for a long period of time. So we're going to need all the boys.
During this period of absence, what progress has been made with the injured lads? They were injured anyway, so Brewster, Olsen, where are they now in the reckoning?
Yeah, so Rian's had a couple of days back training this week with us, so we're pleased with how he's progressed. So he's done all his rehab, got back on the grass with the players, and that's been good for him, obviously. With that big layoff and the nature of his hamstring injury, we have to be careful with him, but we've got him back training, which is the first step, and great. Also, no, still injured, but he's had COVID problems as well, so he's out at the minute. He had a positive lateral flow, which turned out to be negative, then another positive lateral flow a couple of days ago, so he's another one who's missing.
So, Wolverhampton Wanderers as the challenge this weekend. How do you sum that up?
Yeah, great one. For lots of reasons, we're looking forward to it. And probably the biggest one is the fact we've not had a game for so long, and it's felt like, it honestly feels like the start of the season again. So we're just desperate to get the game on and get playing. It's great that it's a Premier League club, a team that's playing really well. We know what we're going to face in terms of their setup and how good a team they are. And we focus on it, we know what we're going to face, but we can't be bothered by it. I think we just need to be excited and really eager to get this game on and get playing. Get some minutes, get some energy into the boys. Try and give as good a performance as we possibly can. Everyone's keen to do that. And then we'll see what happens. But I think the overriding feeling for everyone, myself, the staff, the players and the fans, will be just a keenness and an excitement to get the game on.
8-9 months ago, that group of players, they were Premier League players. They'll obviously want to be back in the Premier League next season. How much does this match present some kind of barometer and yardstick?
In all honesty, probably none, because, like I say, the makeup of the squad at the minute in terms of what we've got available and things like that, we just want to get a team out and give them a game. That's our priority. We have actually used bits of preparation that we did last time against them, because like I said, we know what we're going to face. So that's been good for us to use. But again, there's not a lot of players who played in that game. I can remember the team that will be playing in this one. So we need to make sure that whoever we put out, and again, that may change. I know the team in my head at the minute, but that may change, is ready and just ready to perform and give the best. The good thing is as well, I'm looking forward to, is the fact we've got the 5 subs in this. We will use them because we want minutes into as many players as possible. There may be some players we need to protect again because of inactivity, if you like, in certain players. So we need to be really clever with that as well. So the bench will be important.
Generally speaking, are you an advocate of that? Would you welcome that in the Championship if you could have 5 subs?
I'm not. I know there's lots of discussions about it. I've not really put too much thought about it. I think I like the idea. So from a coach's point of view, I like the idea. It's a different dynamic to think about. The 5 subs in 3 visits. So it is a different dynamic. And we as a coaching team, certainly I would give a lot more thought and how you can best use it and utilise it when you're picking your subs and things like that. But it's not here, so I don't worry about it, if I'm honest.